Sorry for the glare. So a teen movie, directed by Justin Russo from Wizards of Waverly Place. Interesting idea, but I'll go for it. Hi everyone, it's me, Grant the Movie and TV Guy, and this is not going to probably get a lot of views because no one's really talking about this film. But movies and TV is what we do here, and I'm Grant the Movie and TV Guy, and today we are talking about a film that's flying under a lot of radars. In fact, the only way I knew about it is because I actually followed the director on Instagram for reasons that have nothing to do with directing. And months ago I heard about this movie, and And that movie is called This Is the Year. This Is the Year is co-written and directed by, in his feature debut, David Henrie. Of Wizards of Waverly Place fame, interestingly enough. And that's basically how we found out about this movie. This movie is totally an indie film. It is playing, I think, mostly on rental services. I think it's in a few theaters, maybe. Why am I giving you all this detail? Well, because I think it should get a bigger audience. This movie's kind of wonderful and delightful. What's it about, and who else is involved? Well, a lot of the actors in this film, first I'm going to say, I noticed you from TV guest appearances. Like, the main love interest, was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. once. One of the characters is the daughter from Luke's daughter from Gilmore Girls, and then the, stepbrother for the lead character is, the stepbrother from Fear the Walking Dead. But I have a cast list, so I'm going to go through these right here. Give the proper credit where it's due. But what's the plot? Well, the film focuses on a young man by the name of Josh, who is played by... Oh, it's his brother! Okay, Lorenzo James Henry plays Josh, and he is a young man, high school senior. By the way, all these actors clearly are in their 20s. We meet him in flashback a decade prior when he's still a young lad. And he is flipping through the channels on his TV and comes across an 80s movie marathon and becomes taken with a kind of a cornball 80s teen movie, starring, weirdly enough, an actor played by director David Henrie, who has a dual role in this film, and immediately is like, this is what I want my future love story to be. Shortly thereafter, he and his hilarious best friend, Mikey, played by Jake Short, who is one of the high points of the film, they're going over, picking up from school, and he said, oh yeah, you remember my cousin Zoe, right? Sees the very attractive Zoe, and he's like, you're gonna be my teen movie. And basically, for the remainder of that high school year, he tries to win her over, but because she's popular and pretty, he keeps losing his shot. Zoe is played by... I'm probably going to mispronounce your last name. Alyssa Gerals? Alyssa Gerals. She's really likable in this, too. And basically, she is really taken with a band called Lovely the Band, which is a real band. Apparently, I've never heard of them until this movie. He works at a movie theater with his best friend Molly Jenkins, and they call her Molly Jenkins a lot, played by Vanessa Morano, who is Luke's daughter from Gilmore Girls. They work at this movie theater, and he gets a bright idea. He, along with Vanessa Morano's character in Molly in cahoots, comes up with a scheme calls up his crush, says, I have passes to this music festival where your favorite band is going to be. He doesn't. Let's all go take a road trip. And Molly comes along, as does Jake Short. He is actually the one with the wheels. He and his brother are planning on going into a food truck business. His brother is played by the film's co-writer Bug Hall, who is best known to 90s kids as Alfalfa from The Little Rascals. And they go on an adventure together. Sparks soon begin to fly between Josh and Zoe, but could Molly actually be the one for him? Really, could the best friend be the one for him? Have you seen a teen movie? And will her douchebag artist boyfriend, Kale, played by Greg Sulkin, will he get in the way? I knew him immediately. let the road trip of every movie fan's dreams begin with some slight subversion. That's a lot. That's a lot. That plot. I'm just gonna come out with this. Yes, this movie is predictable. You know pretty much from the beginning what it's going to. Not much spoiler to say that the best friend becomes more of a romantic figure as the film goes on. But I have to say this. There is one big thing this movie benefits from, is that it earns its moments of sweetness. You kind of... It's really sloppy. It's predictable, but it's really charming. The young actors who I all mentioned, who really, for the most part, I'm not familiar with by name, as you can tell, are all pretty delightful. They're very believable as kids, despite being clearly 20-year-olds. It's funny. It has a lot of laughs, most of them supplied by Jake Short, but everyone gets their little moment. Also, as a leading man, Lorenzo James Henry is actually really likable and charming. I liked him a lot. And one thing I'll say is that though it's pretty standardly shot, David Henrie, one of the things he shows as a new coming director is a kind of a surprising flair for visual comedy, starting with that 80s movie parody, but also some neat tricks. For instance, he works at a movie theater, as I said, when he gets the epiphany on how to win over Zoe. The popcorn pops to the sound of fireworks, like, behind him in this cute moment. There's another kind of clever joke in which David Henrie returns into the film playing a different character, and a joke that weirdly pays off considerably and keeps being funny is that the characters debate how much he looks like the teen movie actor, which is kind of amusing. I also thought it was kind of funny that he's also kind of a douche canoe, and it's kind of funny that David Henrie would cast himself as the biggest D-bag in the world in both his roles, which is kind of great. But the biggest thing, too, about the movie that I liked is for a movie that is that predictable, it's predictable, but it's kind of subversive, too. I really liked the idea that it is a familiar, one crazy weekend could change it all, coming of age, love story with all the cliches, and at the same time, it knows that it's kind of a throwback to the 80s. It knows it kind of has some subversive, spoof-like fun, but it also does some neat things where, like, for one, the two female leads who, in any other movie in the 80s, the Zoe and Molly characters, could have so easily been at each other's throats. In this, they support each other, and they're just like, yeah, they're from different social settings in high school, but they're nice people, which was kind of refreshing. They're not like, mean-spirited characters toward each other, and even, like, the popular girl has more shading than she knows, and is, a nice person, and isn't just, like, some stereotypical cheerleader type. That was refreshing. I also really liked the running joke about the food trucks. Especially, like, the fact that the name of the food truck that they basically go on this road trip in, that the Bug Hall character is doing. The Bug Hall character also, he's raising his younger brother, they established. It's called the Millennium Falcon. That was kind of a cute name. It does but it is, it has a cake and eats too, but it is cliche, and I think that does hurt the movie kind of. It also, the ending's kind of abrupt. It just kind of stops. It resolves, but it kind of stops. But there's some fun supporting turns. It was also a nice cameo from Jeff Garlin, who was also originally Whaley Place alum, as the guidance counselor, who sort of helps it. In a lot of ways, it does feel a little bit more like a more chaste and, like, really PG take on something like Perks of Being a Wallflower, because it has that whole structure to it, of, like, the letter, in this case, he's writing to, for, like, a college admission letter. But it is a really cute movie, and there's some nice quirks. I really liked that the Greg Sulkin character, who really is having a ball playing, like, the evil boyfriend. His thing is, he's a pretentious artist, but his art is, he calls them serial killer paintings, like, S with the C, and the joke is that they're serial mascots in with menacing faces and outfits, which is kind of funny, like Captain Crunch, but he's, like, scary. That's kind of funny. This is a really sloppy review, I'm sorry. Let's put it this way. I'm kind of wavering because it's between 3.5 and a 4 here, because the thing is, there's not much to it, and also at the end, it gets a little convenient, where it's like, oh yeah, that food truck guy we met, he has, the passes, and they have the liar reveal thing, but I did really like This Is the Year. I thought it was charming. It's definitely worth a look. I don't know why it's getting no fanfare. I found out about it via Instagram months ago, and they didn't have a distribution, and then like today I found out it was coming out. So this was really last minute, but yeah, this movie was cute. You know what? Just for the sake of it, it was refreshing enough. I'm gonna give this one. I'll give it 4 stars. It's more of a 3.5-star movie, but it did. I just that extra boost of subversion. I feel like if it was just what it was without the subversive element, it would be more like 3.5. But that really does, and the strong performances from these young actors, and the subversive elements, like the way the female characters are written, really bumped this movie up. I also was quite taken with Vanessa Morano. I really liked her. I didn't really care for her character on Gilmore Girls that much, but she's really cute in this. I really liked her chemistry with Lorenzo Henrie. So, yeah, I'll give this movie 4 out of 5. This was a solid recommendation. Maybe a little generous, but this movie's pretty good. And also, David Henrie, let's put it this way, I want to see your next movie really bad. This was a strong start. That's the best kind of thing I can give someone. Again, it's available to rent. I don't know if it's elsewhere, but I think it's in some theaters again, but it's called This Is the Year, and it's directed by David Henrie. Solid flick. It's also produced by Selena Gomez, which that was another nice touch, a little for fans of Liz Whaley Place who grew up with it. This is a really sloppy review, I'm sorry. I almost want to reshoot this. Alright, so 4 out of 5 stars. Let's close the book on This Is the Year. Trailer trash. Sorry, I'm also a little tired. I'm not gonna lie. Trailer trash. None. Watched it on Apple TV Plus. I rented it. And was there shawarma? No, there was not. So, we are going to be back late tonight, probably, for my review of the new Mike Flanagan series, Midnight Mass, which I'm about to start after I post this puppy. And then tomorrow night, we have a review of Dear Evan Hansen, which I really hope is good. It's getting really negative reviews. It's a hard musical to do on the screen, so I'm a little bit nervous. But, Dear Evan Hansen, and then maybe that there's a documentary on the Spark Shorts program on the Pixar thing that they've been doing. That I might watch that, maybe give that a review if I think it has enough material for it. Yeah, so that'll all be next time, and until next time, I'm Random Movie and TV Guy. I see it, and I'm sorry for how sloppy this was. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love you all, class dismissed. I love you 3000. If you like this video, give it a like if you wanna. Give it a subscribe if you wanna. I promise the reviews are better structured than this one. Click the bell. I don't know what it does. If you want to find me elsewhere, reviews, lists, and other fun, happy stuff, you can check me out and find me on letterboxd.com at Grant the Movie and TV Guy. And the link also for that page is in my About section on my channel, as well as in the description of this and every other video I've done. Go watch This Is the Year. It's pretty cute. And especially after total bullshit like He's All That, this was kind of a breath of fresh air. Mainly because it wasn't trying so hard to be hip to the kids. It was just a nice little throwback. So yeah, give it some love. These kids are all really talented, and I hope they find a career past this, because they're really good in this movie, and I like them a lot. I totally would have been friends with these kids, a decade ago when I was in school. Alright. Alright. Thank you all. Take care. See you in a while. Bye.